Hi, welcome to Full Moon Talk. My name is Kelly Lorraine, and this is my co host, Miro. We're here to talk about all things post full moon. I've been a high school teacher for over 18 years and a tarot card reader, and I'm into all things spirituality. Miro, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, Kelly, and hello, everybody. My name is Miro, and I am professional astrologer and tarot reader for more than 17 years. And as well, I am into Reiki. I become Reiki master since 2 years ago.
Amazing. Miro, what's your sun, moon, rising sign?
Well, I am Aquarius, Leo rising, and my moon is in Scorpio.
Oh, I love that. I love Scorpio energy. For me, I'm a Virgo sun, I'm a Libra moon, and I'm a Sagittarius rising. So we're here to talk about all things spirituality, moon, tarot card reading. Let's talk about the aspects of this full moon that we just had last night because that energy was super intense. What do we need to know, Miro?
Well, it was super intense. First of all, for those who does not know, the moon represents our soul. It represents our inner wisdom and our intuition. So basically, we had the moon being conjunct with Pluto, which is, the huge release.
Yeah.
Moon is in Capricorn. The full moon was in Capricorn, and we had a lot of things that we need to let go. Like traumas, the things that is as a patterns from past, basically that we didn't realize that it was actually our, the weight on our shoulders. So right now we need to let go of everything, and there is a lot of discussing like with what to do on a full moon.
Mhm.
So the major aspect that it's actually happening is that we have the moon and Pluto on one side in Capricorn, and on another side we have the Sun and Mercury in conjunction in Cancer. So that opposition that we have there is actually like putting us on a first spot in a way like of let's just clean everything, let's just let go of everything that is, even if you don't know about those kind of things, who cares? Like the main thing is just to let go. But
So
people
it's about
is
purging.
struggling.
So it's about
Yeah,
purge. I mean, if I always say, if you've got the urge to purge, you got to let it go. It's got to change. This is all about transformation, correct? I mean, Pluto's all about transformation.
it is. It is. I mean, Pluto rules a Scorpio, but being in a Capricorn and Moon is there to trigger it. It's like a um, basically a small light, or maybe the matches, when you light up the match.
Mhm.
And basically that kind of energy that it's happening, right now is basically having the influence, regardless if you believe in such a thing, don't believe, or basically it's the cleansing of the mental area, the spiritual, like our soul, obviously, our emotions, and our physical body, because we might have some kind of, let's call it like sensations or
Mhm.
things like a pain or something
Right.
is, like the bruises or something that, shows out of nowhere. So all those kind of things, like let's get back to beginning, the Capricorn represents as well our knees, our bones, our teeth as well. It represents our ancestors. It represents basically the right definitions of the order and discipline. So if the moon is there and Pluto and they're being in conjunction, the mean of that is actually that we are setting up the new criteria. So whoever, like if you ever heard that the full moon, especially in Capricorn, is good for manifestation, it's not.
Mhm.
Basically, that is about letting go of everything does not suit us anymore. So that's the main actually subject.
It's actually interesting that you say that because I recently saw something where somebody said, this is a great moon to manifest. And I questioned that because if Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and Saturn is about restrictions, we want to let go of the restrictions. We don't want to manifest restrictions.
Yes, because not every full moon is a good for manifestation. Of course, maybe the full moon in Taurus is the good one for that. Maybe the full moon in Aqua is, good for let us think about our future. Let us think about to do something revolutionary. But the full moon in Capricorn is definitely not about it. The full moon is there to give us the order, the discipline to understand what do you don't need anymore in your wardrobe. For example, you're having a lot of clothes, you go to buy new clothes and you don't have the space to place it. So we need a cleansing.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Well, let's take a look at what the current energies are after this full moon. So we have a full moon spread, and let's talk about what the current energy is. We'll grab our decks and kind of feel it out. I know for myself, as we shuffle here, let's kind of talk about this energy on a personal level here. I would say that the energy is super intense. I feel that people's emotions are running very high. There's, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a little bit of argumentative energy,
It is.
a little bit of tension.
It is attention. Everybody's thinking I'm right. I'm always right. I know everything. I'm this, I'm that. Basically, the Saturn right now is, not the Saturn, but I'm just saying from the perspective of Capricorn. So basically, the Capricornian energy right now is about like let go of the ego. That's the main thing that we need to let go right now. I'm not saying that ego is bad. Ego is good when we are in control of it. When it's in controlling us, that's not the energy that you want to be in.
Right.
And as well, like we can be triggered. So basically, there is a lot of other aspects on sky, that moon make. So basically, of course, today and in the following days, that aspects are going to, go, but the energy stays there. So we are having the moon square Chiron, for example, in the moment of the full moon, which brings us to healing because Chiron in horoscope is about healing.
Yes.
After that, we are having the sextile of moon and Neptune in Pisces, which is, bring us the, let's call it like spiritual clarity, and letting go, taking off the masks. Okay. Let's call it like that. Okay. And we're having the moon trine Uranus in Taurus. And that's, for me as an aqua, the amazing position for Uranus in Taurus is because we are changing the values. How much do I value myself? How much I value love, money, my life, my freedom, my everything. So if the moon is in trine with that Uranus, it's actually like saying, this is the trailer of amazing movie that you're going to live in future. And yes, the reason why you need to let go of this. So it's almost like that kind of energy, but we will tune into cards to see what's the current energy.
Amazing. I mean, I'll just leave it at this. That tension to me strikes me as like a power struggle. And I think people are maybe struggling between the old ways and the new ways. And it's important to just let go of that tug of war, because that conflict only compounds. We want to let go and allow that new energy in. We want different, we have to do different. So let's take a card and see. We are both using the same decks. We're using Tarot de la Nuit, and that way we can compare the energy and see what our current energy is. And you know what I got here, Miro? I got the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is about feeling good in your own skin and feeling confident and doing for yourself. And you have the Nine of Cups. So here's the interesting thing, Miro. We're on the brink. 9-9 means we're on the brink of some major change here. So we're in this energy of ask and you shall receive, feeling good in your own skin, and just being ready to birth a whole new cycle.
Exactly. We know that the Nine of Cups is actually the wish, being granted. The Nine of Pentacles is basically like act as you own it, like be the queen, be the king of your life, and that's it. But basically, the cups and the pentacles represents the emotions and, of course, the money or materialization, which means that if the current energy is this, like, I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the next question we're asking is like, what are we letting go of? Because obviously if this is the time to purge and let go and cleanse, what is it that we're actually letting go of?
Okay, let's see.
Oh, interesting. I love this because I have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is so fascinating to me because, oh, you got the moon. Yeah. I love it. So that, that's like I said what I said, because the moon, we know, is about letting go and that purging. And what I think is important about the Page of Wands, it's about creativity. It's about throwing caution to the wind and saying, there's a spark in me. I'm going to pursue what I'm passionate about. I'm going to let go of anything that's holding me back from what I'm passionate about. Something that I mentioned in a recent reading of mine was the idea of if you're feeling the desire to draw, paint, do music, to dance, to do something that you forgot about, something that you used to do when you were younger that gave you so much pleasure and joy, and life got in the way. To me, now is the time to pick that back up.
Exactly. Right on point, because, for me, the moon is always, of course, like something hidden, something that we can't see, something that we, it's not visible for us, or maybe, visible in our mind to
Mhm.
understand. But, now over here in these two cards, there is a beauty, the beauty lies in here. Why? Because who cares what is going to happen? Who cares what is going to be in the future? You don't need to overthink it. Obviously, we will talk and we will discuss, like in our other videos that we will make about the aspects on sky and things like that. But let me just say that right now Venus is in Gemini, and as that we are always like processing and processing instead of enjoying in life, because
Yeah.
Venus is enjoy, is our self-love, how do we love and things like that.
Mhm.
So it's more like we're trying to find a logical reason why change is happening. But remember, like the previous version of yourself, when you said, like, I just want to change in life, in my life, and you didn't question it. So stop questioning yourself, because this moon card say, like, that's moon. You don't need to dig like the holes in the moon or anything. It's
No.
like that is.
Well, the moon is also about, fears and anxiety. We got to let that go. Okay. And also, it's about trusting your intuition. And when we are creative, that's what we need to do, is to trust our intuition, to know what we know. And that's all we need to know. We don't have to worry about the outcome. It's not that important in the moment. Let's let things happen organically. So,
Yeah, based on that, just to
yeah,
mention something, based
yeah.
on that subject, I was like back in time when I started, like with my astrology and spirituality and things like that. I was like saying, okay, I'm doing my meditation, 10 minutes, asking myself a question. What should I need to do? What should I need to do?
Mhm.
Then just on the radio, the first song was literally the answer for me. I
Right.
was doing that like for so many years ago, and I still, sometimes I just don't need to be in a process of meditation so much. I just ask and bam, that is it.
Ask and you shall receive. Well, that's your 9 of cups that you had there, right? So let's see what the obstacle. So obviously we want to throw caution to the wind. We want to be creative, but sometimes people will say, "Yeah, but how do I do that? How do I let go?" I think that's the number one question that I always get in my sessions is, "Kelly, how do I let go?"
Well,
And
because people like something practical. They love practical advices. They want to say, okay, I will throw away my ashtray and that's it.
yes,
They want something like that. But I always say to my clients, you can't solve a problem from another source.
right.
If the source of your problem is in your mind, we need to understand it. We need a mental area. We need to be a logical. If it's emotion, we will deal with emotions. If it's physical, we will deal with physical. So
Right.
basically, you can't ask for a practical advice for everything. That's not a universal charger. Like we need a
No,
charger.
I agree. And we need to figure out what is the trigger. Where does the trigger come from? It comes within our self concept of how we view ourselves. And this is the key. We have to delve deep. Now, I do always say in my readings and in my lives that, you can visit the past, you can't live there. When we visit the past, we look for the trigger, we address it, and then we move on. Because otherwise, if we stay in that old energy, we're going to continue to be in that old energy. And we're going to live in that old narrative, that old story that we tell ourselves, that we tell other people, that really no longer exists and probably even isn't true. So we have to find that trigger in order to move forward. So for anybody wondering, sort of like, how do we let go? We have to first address what the trigger is. So let's look at what the obstacle is for throwing caution to the wind or finding that creativity. Two of Pentacles. This is spot on here, because the Two of Pentacles is about lightening the load. It's about so you got the Nine of Pentacles. So of course, Miro, we are in sync with each other as per usual. The two of Pentacles is about how to find balance. There's a line that I love, and I credit, I first heard it from Jay Shetty, and it was the 20-20-20-20-20 concept. You can't put 20% into 5 different things and expect that to be giving 100%. So if you find that you are overloaded, you're doing everything else for everyone else and you're forgetting about you, that's the issue. Because how do you start a new project when you're giving to everybody else? How do you find time to paint to draw when you're working a full-time job, you're a parent, you've got all these obligations, family obligations, friend obligations, and then you leave yourself feeling worn out and tired and not very motivated. So to feel good in your own skin, you have the Nine of Pentacles. This tells me that we have to find some balance, and that means making boundaries. I mean, plain and simple, it means saying no. And that's what's hard for people, but that is a simple, complete sentence. No. Right?
Well, sometimes I always say the beauty lies in simplicity. So
Yeah.
we don't need to complicate things. We don't need to explain people. We don't need to do those kind of briefings and seminars in a relationship or whoever you're talking with. Sometimes the attitude, like you need to, this card actually represents the attitude as well.
Yeah.
How you behave, how you are without words saying people like, I don't want it, like. So basically, it's different from the card like the Seven of Wands, but still, if we want to balance, like, or not to be in a some kind of disbalance or worries or something like that, the attitude, we need to start from the attitude. And first of all, I think that actually the simplest way to say this is you are your own obstacle. So don't allow yourself to be your own obstacle. Just move forward.
Well, Miro, you know what I always say? It's one thing to ask for happiness, it's another thing to allow it. Everybody
Exactly.
wants happiness. Everybody wants the abundance, but when they get it, they don't know what to do with it, or they don't know how to allow themselves to feel happy. Sometimes we feel this shame or this guilt, where can I really have this? Am I allowed to have this abundance? Yes, you are definitely allowed, right? So on that note, our next question is, what will I receive? Post full moon, what will I receive? Because that's the key word here. Many of us are such overgivers. We overgive to everyone else and we forget about ourselves. So, you know me, I say receiving mode activated. What will we receive post full moon? Oh, I love it. And I have the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is a tangible, there's the Empress. Interesting. The Empress is the major arcana version basically of that Nine of Pentacles that we had. But the Ace of Pentacles is manifestation. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The Ace of Pentacles is manifestation of new home, new job, new relationship. This is like the golden path to that pentacle. So I love the idea of a new beginning, and I think everybody should welcome a new beginning. The future doesn't have to be scary. It can be exciting and fruitful and abundant.
Right on point. And I will just add that this is new you.
Yeah.
Simple as that. New you. There is no doubt. There is no question. There is no, she is enjoying being the Empress.
Yes.
The Ace of Pentacles is, of course, the card that is giving the materialization to your idea, thoughts, wishes, being fulfilled, not your fears and traumas and things like that.
Yeah.
But, this is like asking you will receive it.
Absolutely. I love that. So we talked about what will we receive, but let's talk about how we're going to adapt to this new energy. So you're going to get something new and you're going to be like, wow, okay, now what do I do? Because like, what did I just say? You get something and then you don't know what to do with it. So let's figure out, how do we actually adapt to this new beginning? So let's look at the adaptation here. Okay, Four of Pentacles. I love this because the Four of Pentacles is about holding back. See, there's the old story, Miro. I talked about this, the old narrative. We got to burn that old story we tell ourselves and other people. And here's the Four of Pentacles, extremes of giving your time, your love, your money. It's all or nothing. So as soon as we get this new energy, we revert back to what used to be. We go to our comfort zone. And I always say, if your comfort zone is so comfortable, why do we want to leave it? Most of us really do want to shift forward. We just don't know how. This is about holding back. So, here's the thing. We cannot hold back. Can't. Got to make it or break it. We always got to make it.
The feeling that I'm getting, for these two cards, like, of course, through intuition and everything, but, of course, with the meaning of it, is more like that you might find yourself, even if you go back, even if you go inwards, like you might find something new, something, some new talent. And that's the reason why you can, of course, said like we need to, paint, we need to dance, we need this or that. Not necessarily that it's going to become like your job or something like that, but through all those kind of things, you never know. If you start going to gym, for example, you never know who you will meet over there. If you go to our, like dance lessons, you don't know who are going to meet there. You maybe not there, maybe on the way back home. Who cares? Like, just don't be somebody who will go step back and be in a, endless time loop to repeat the same old patterns, same old stories, and same old love. So I think that we all deserve, it's almost like these two cards saying to me, like, it's way too good to be truth. That's the thought that, all of you are probably thinking about. But whatever happens, I just want, like you to know that you need to break free from everything.
Absolutely. And take a chance. That's the page of wands that I had earlier, is to throw caution to the wind and take a chance and go for it. And how do you know what's not going to be the best thing that ever happened to you? This is the thing, right? Because the comfort zone will tell you the answer. What you do every day is your predictable future. So we need to take those risks and take those chances, because it could really be something amazing, right? Now, our last question here is, what is the probable outcome based on this energy? So, for the next while, up until the next full moon, let's kind of fill out where we're going to be.
Just a Ten of
10 of
Cups.
Cups. Of course, we had the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups.
Exactly. So this is the story between 9 to 10. This is the story.
And I have the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands, which I love for 2 reasons. One, it's about manifesting. It's about putting the intentions out there. We're not going to chase anything aggressively. We're not going to try to make everything happen and force the situation. We're going to put our intentions out, and we're going to still do for us. We're going to continue to go our daily lives, but put those intentions out. You don't sit in waiting energy, because the other meaning of the 3 of Wands can mean sitting on the sidelines, where we say, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this next week. I'll do this next month. And we don't want to be on the sidelines. We want to push forward. We're not in waiting energy. We push forward. And when we do that, that's when we end up in that 9 of Cups, that 10 of Cups, where 9 of Cups, ask and you shall receive. Okay, here's my intention. That's going to turn into that 10 of Cups, where all that abundance is going to come rolling in. But you have to push yourself forward. And again, that's that page of Wands that says, throw caution to the wind, follow that spark, allow that creativity to come in, and see what happens.
And one more meaning about the 3 of Wands that I love is about the expansion. It's similar to Jupiter, who is expanding everything. So I want you to think outside of the box, for all of those you who says like, it's too good to be true. No, like, let's raise the criteria like above the edge of the screen.
Yeah,
so you need to get out of your comfort zone if you want to get the 10 of Cups, and you will receive it definitely, because this is a good way to, not to manifest, I will correct myself, but this is a good way to and good time to make a new stronger foundation that will give you this. And it will contain this energy, so you don't need to worry, just let go. And
let go and let God, let the universe take the wheel. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let go. And I'm quiet because like it's ... etc. etc. It's continue. So that's like whatever you want.
Exactly. Well, Miro, this was a great first episode of Full Moon Talk. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing what happens after the next full moon. So thank you everybody for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.